Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe where we are playing Liminality in GURPS 4th edition. I am Luke the GM and we've got Tara.
With her mouth full of breakfast. Hi, I'm Tara. I play Silver. She's good at a lot of things, and
Oh,
is a tiny child,
tiny
and I love
child,
her.
good at things, eating breakfast. We've got James.
Hey, I am James. I play Alexi, and Alexi is your all-around spacer scumbag.
Aye aye, we've got Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Gina, and she's a high class gambler and a general layabout.
Yes she is. We've got Everoth.
Hello, I am Everett, and I play Hui Yu, who is just realizing about his talents in the martial arts and escaping.
Mm-hmm. And lastly today we've got Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared. I am playing Timur. He sent a bunch of new phone who dis messages to people and got a response back.
He did. So that was the very last thing that happened. Essentially last session was dominated by a bit of a kerfuffle at a exotic xeno beast fighting pit whereby some kind of activists freed the dangerous animals and turned them on their captors and pretty much announced a very short manifesto-ish line of now then stop your inequalitizing, and also called the cops on the illegal xeno gambling den, which a lot of you didn't technically realise were illegal. I suppose it can be hard to tell for sure. The only reason
I
it would
think we
really
largely didn't care.
Yeah, I kind of honestly figured it was illegal. It seemed like a thing that would be illegal.
Fair enough.
But much like Gina, I don't think Alexi gave a fuck.
Silver realised that the mysterious orb you've recovered is slowly magnetised towards the planet that you're actually orbiting right now. She recruited some nerds to help build and teach her how to look after a housing for it that should shield you from any radiation it's pumping out, whilst also measuring where it is being attracted to. You used that to confirm that it was indeed being sucked towards the planet's surface.
And for any future shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. Alexi bought all the crap to get the ship restocked, fixed, generally working order, not likely to fall to bits on transit to next location.
Yep, got all that taken care of, and I'm sure Alexi spends a lot of time fixing and doing the ship things.
And Tima, as we just said, made contact with a bunch of frequencies from his old phone book because he thought he recognised the voice that gave that manifesto line. And indeed, someone reached back out. Someone whose name I've forgotten, and also forgot to upload to Roll20. Because he's got a picture and shit even.
Huji.
Huji. Aye. And
Pictures are just up there in our DMs.
aye, they close. Open link. So, yeah, that's about where we left off. I think the major consensus were that you probably ought to try and find a way down to that planet to see what this is pointing to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Artifact mystery. We're gonna make some money.
So is there like a shuttle we can take or something? Gene will propose.
Yeah,
Right.
ours.
Or where?
We have one.
Good point.
You could. You probably could take your shuttle down. Um, you wouldn't really want
Wouldn't
to.
that take a while to get there?
Yeah, it really would, because from a certain point, it's more like sinking through ocean than
Oh,
actually landing. Uh, I think there's much closer transit stations that the miners and archaeologists that work down there use.
Like
Because,
legitimately, we had a week on this station, right?
yeah, you've got a week on this station at the moment. Um,
So, I mean, I say we just do a time skip and just say we did all the things we did over the week, and then head out.
that'll work for me. How do other people feel about that plan if it gets proposed?
Sure, sounds like a
Well,
good
I mean,
skip.
I think sounds like we've got the funds to pay for like an extra couple days. So
Sure.
Perhaps not quite the best time to skip.
I mean, I am curious what we're skipping to.
Also, at the same time, our our archaeology hunter isn't here, so maybe we have an adventure where someone's getting bounty hunted. I don't know.
that could work also. Um, there was a good point, something I did forget at the very last end of last session. You didn't even get a time to interact with it. The ship's console buzzes an alert that the ship that is chasing you has arrived in this system.
that did happen, correct?
And we don't have Spider Box surprise anymore for this guy. Uh,
But
do we want to run or just take care of this guy?
he has
What do you mean,
absolutely
take care of him?
Wait, do we want to take care or take care? Quote quote.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna be able to like. It's a big station.
it's a big system. All he knows is that you're in this system. This system has more than 100 stations. I mean, this is the
but
biggest
he can
one.
track our signal.
He can. You're currently docked on a station, though.
And powered down.
Fair.
This might be where changing the name of your ship would actually make sense suddenly.
Do we have the cash for that? Wasn't it like dangerous and hard to do?
It is. It would be expensive. You could essentially just change it so that you're now registered in this system. Cancel your present registration and take up a new one with this as your port of origin. Rename your ship. Get new
Just
everything.
sell it to ourselves.
I mean, if you wanted to leave a full fake paper trail, then yeah.
I mean, that'd be a full real paper trail.
Yeah. Although I imagine you'd have two different names as seller and buyer.
Do we know how capable this guy is? Gene asks.
No. All we know is that he showed up at the last planet and yelled that he was gonna get Colin's character,
Rudy.
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 Villano.
Volano, yeah.
And he didn't really say we were going to get him, he just said that he knew he were here and he's here to collect the bounty on him. So I suppose he did say he's going to get him. Yes, never mind.
In a fashion.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this
So
guy is gonna probably continue to be a problem. I mean, should probably figure out what to do about it.
Get me on his ship, it'll never go anywhere again.
I mean, I'm curious who he is and why he's after us. Or them.
Yeah, but do we want to risk it? Is the question.
Well, it's a risk asking him, it's a risk leaving him, so what risk do we want to take?
I vote let's deal with him while we have the, like, where we can set up how we want to deal with it. Like, we don't want him catching us by surprise on, like, treasure hunting.
You are relatively safe while you're docked with his station for a few reasons. He doesn't have jurisdiction to kind of forcibly arrest you on this planet.
You'd have to get, like, extradition papers if everything were... Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to have committed a crime here for him to want to arrest you. And for him to try and kidnap you would be a crime on this station. But he's pretty much got free reign in space in this system.
How much was the
Probably.
bounty again?
Pretty high. Pretty decent bounty.
So it's not one of those things where it could be like double the price to not, but yeah.
Yeah, you can't
We
afford
don't have
that.
that kind of money.
Unless you wanted to, like, give him your spaceship.
By the way, Ev, your picture on Roll20 is...
Oh, thank you. I did not notice.
Well, I would be up for week skipping while we lay low.
I mean,
Sorry,
either
there were
lay
air
low
quotes
or
there.
lay trap. Either one.
What did you say, Tara?
Either lay low or lay trap.
Okay, well, let's switch over to Tima briefly. He doesn't seem super involved in this census conversation presently, and that might be because he's at a meeting with the person from the message.
He was given a location to go to.
Aye, aye. It is a cafe. I've not got a map for it. Let's imagine it. It's actually the same cafe that Tara nearly got kidnapped from, in the bureaucratic centre. And I was making a character. I forgot his name again.
Why is Volano there?
Because I'd just drag any brown-haired person. I've got prosopagnosia, sorry. His name. I'm looking for his name. I need it written down. There it is. Where's me dunce cap? I should put the dunce cap picture up. Just uploading the file. You recognize the guy sat up at the table already as you were arriving. You're a bit early, and he's earlier still. He is wearing a hood, got it pulled up, high collar. He looks kind of shady, wearing sunglasses as well. But you definitely recognize him from one of them pictures you've been staring at.
Yeah, the pictures.
And he seems to recognize you, because he looks straight at you and then gestures at the empty seat across from him.
Timur will take a quick look around before heading over there.
He likewise has a glance behind him as you're on your way over.
And there's a quick look around roll.
You don't see anything in particular. People enjoying coffee, drinks. It's not a meal time. It's quite quiet, aside from the usual bustle of a weekday afternoon, we'll say it is. As you sit down, he will speak to you in your language. I forgot its name. The
Hua
one.
Chao.
Hua Chao. So it's really you. You're actually Wow. You aren't dead.
Why would you think I was?
Because the last time I saw you, I thought you were taking the fight back to the source. Back to the company. We figured if you'd not been killed, then what, have you flipped? You hunting us down now? For them?
Shanbei Corporation.
He frowns a bit and nods. He's like, yeah, you're still carrying the gear. He'll point at like a watch or something that you're wearing. Some part of your armour that's not quite all armour and has other utility. There.
No, I'm not working for them.
Then why did you stop calling us? What, did you not take the fight back to them? You had a plan.
Why do you think I stopped calling?
We thought you were dead. You're being really weird. What is going on? I've not seen you in... He counts, like, 2 years? No, longer than that. How long have you had the spaceship?
Like, probably closer to 3 or 4 since leaving them.
Yeah, so
3 years ago.
3 years? You had a plan. You were going to get a ship. You had leads on nukes. You were going to take out the CEO and the entire board.
Timur's just gonna kind of try to hide his shock.
Alrighty. So, what are you doing here now?
Well,
He mutters an idiom in your language and related to your religion. Well, that's where it comes from. Something about there being no coincidences in the universe. Doesn't translate well.
we were really close once.
Yeah. We hated
I
to see you go.
I heard your voice last night.
He looks shifty suddenly, glances around. You were there?
Yes.
Raises an eyebrow. As a patron?
With associates attempting to get rid of some cargo. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but I should tell you. I don't remember anything from more than a couple of weeks ago.
Making a GM check. He frowns. Looks like he don't believe you at first. And then still kind of looks like he doesn't know if he should believe you. And he says, well, that explains why you're being so strange.
There are pictures on my tablet. Pictures of a past I don't remember, people I don't know. And then I realized I could try to figure out who some of them were. That's why I sent that message.
So you don't know where you've been for the past 4 years? Or before?
You said I was going to get a ship. I
Yeah,
know that happened.
you've got a ship.
It is definitely Shunbei design.
Yeah. It'll list off the model type that it is, and say, is it the XN2?
Oh yeah, that's the shittle. That is the right one, right?
Yeah. And he'll be like, if you don't know what you've been doing for the past 4 years, how do you know you're not working for them?
Well, I'm certainly not working for them right now.
Fair enough. I need to
You
talk
said I
to
was
the
going
others.
to
Go on.
blow up the CEO.
He nods, gives the CEO's name. If he's got a name, I've forgotten it.
Yes, he does.
Gives that guy's name. It's your dad, right?
No.
No.
Huangdi Shikai.
Yes. You had plans to get him and the board of directors at an annual meeting. In transit, sometimes they will use the same shuttle to go to the place where it happens, and the perfect opportunity would be to send a ship in there and nuke them. Stealth-like.
Based on who shows up in the pictures I took, personal photos, I think I needed help to get the ship after I found which one I wanted. And I think things went downhill from there. Or uphill, that sounds somewhat like a suicide mission.
He shakes his head. Will you rejoin the collective? We've made progress.
I don't know what they are.
It's slow. We free people. We break chains. This place has an oppressed underclass on a vast level. There are millions that live underneath these streets without access to proper anything. Roll that scrounging, please, Alexi. Oh yeah, easy. That's a bit too convincing.
Excellent.
Sorry.
I can't dedicate myself to such a cause with so little knowledge of myself.
How long are you here for? We aren't staying much longer, and we need transport.
Not much longer myself.
In fact, can you get to the surface of that planet? He points up at one of the mirrors where you can just see a little dot that is the planet you're orbiting at extremely long range.
Not comfortably.
No, it'd never be a comfortable trip.
My crewmates are planning an expedition, though.
he rubs his temples, he's clearly thinking hard about something. I need to talk to the others. And then we need to all talk. Maybe with your new crew.
Do you have access to databases?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit for me. Do you have...
Do you have access to databases?
Which ones?
Information on people. I'm wondering if there are write-ups about who I am, who my crewmates are. We figured a lot of stuff out, but there's obviously a lot missing.
Yeah. Yeah, we can look it up. There's a government database that we've got into that tracks from other systems. We should be able to find you on there. Give us the names, and I'll look you up.
I'll need to think on that, but we'll keep in contact. There is something.
Go on. And he's like looking around a bit. He looks at his watch.
I'm just gonna need a second here to... We were previously in which system?
You were previously in the Enkanov system.
Okay, right. Yeah, we were recently on the planet Deutera in the Enkanov system.
I haven't heard of it.
Showed up there right after we lost our memories.
Okay. Enkanov's near here. Only 2 parsecs.
There was a planned coup there. A violent leader who just was after power. We brought him guns. And then we foiled his coup.
Good work.
We were originally bringing him guns just for money, though, or a favor for someone.
He frowns at that. Why are you telling me this?
Besides that, based on what happened there, I think there is at least one member of my crew who, if not out of the goodness of his heart, was still willing to go mercenary for the sorts of causes it sounds like we once spoke about.
He nods. Get me the names. Let me talk to them. I'll be in touch on that frequency. It's still secure. If your end is.
I'll double check.
And he's standing up and leaving.
Timur will also head out.
Alrighty. So, Alexei's kinda... the rest of you, you've been standing around this comms array. Scowling at it. And Alexei's like, I got a plan.
Huh? Oh no, this is all like secret.
Mm-hmm. And then he walks away and starts doing
Oh,
his
yeah.
plan.
Yes.
So, our good roll, like, it'd take you 5 minutes to do the first part. And then it'd take you an hour to do the second part that involved the scrounging.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Once I got that like set up, I like want to put it on and put like a hoodie over it and
roll
head down
me...
to the meeting place.
You could just roll me 3d6 if you want. It's for a skill that you've got, but it'd be better to keep the skill secret if you're doing this sneaky. Yeah, that's a success. Let me some other sneaky GM checks.
That is a nice betrayal roll.
That is a nice betrayal roll. Okay. Perfect. Worked out well. So, Alexi's off and about doing some stuff. People who are tracking that ship over the next hour or so, he does seem to be making a beeline for this station. Based on how long it took you to get docking allowances, it'll probably be here in another hour or so. And then, an hour after that, they could be anywhere on the station that they wanted, including at your doorstep. Rudy's just like, fuck this. Gina, can I stay in your suite?
Sure.
My name's not attached to that in any way, so that's where I'm going to be for now. And please let me know if they show up here and find out Gina's name and find out the suite or anything, so I could move again. Jesus Christ! Who is this prick? He's looking at the ship data that's coming up on your scanners. It's fairly muddled. He's mostly looking at old data. Given that you're inside a giant O'Neill cylinder, you're not great at scanning the outside of it. Alright, so yeah, Rudy will make his way to the hotel room.
Hey guys, sorry about that. I had some business to attend to. What's going on?
Looks like we've been found.
We got company. Is what someone in a movie would say.
So should we just lay low?
I think that's the plan. Yeah. So long as we're not actually transmitting, we should be okay.
I mean, once he docks, it'd be pretty easy for him to check the, the chart of who's docked where. The public port manifests. And then...
This is a roller coaster of concern.
Do we want to lay a trap? Invite him on, then incapacitate him?
Depending on who he is.
But
a
also...
very good question with our current state. Related to which, do we have room for some number of other people who I once knew?
How many?
3 to 4?
Based on the photos, a handful.
What are they, borrowers?
Maybe?
Huh?
Borrowers.
I don't honestly know how our life support works.
How many people can you fit in a hand? Let's get to the ship sheet. I also forget how many you can support. Pinned messages.
Are they paying customers?
Probably not.
That's not a no. You can fit 16 total people safely on this. Wait, what does ASV and what does SV mean? I forgot what these stand for.
Which section?
It's... Huh? On the second page, statistics, occupants. Second to right. It says in
It
spaceships.
could be the type of could be standing versus seating.
It's something like that, but not quite. I will navigate to spaceships
So
while we carry
passenger seating is 24 hours versus habitats, which are continuous. And cockpits work like passenger seats.
I just need to get to the
So
station.
sometimes it'll have like a 2 passenger seats and 1 habitat or something like that.
Occupancy is split into crew plus passengers, followed by the suffix SV to show they have limited life support, sealed in vacuum. Long term uses ASV.
Aha, so you can support 8 long term and another 8 short term. I think that 8 is essentially almost permanent, providing you refuel it. You probably need water as well. That's not totally
Yeah, food.
recyclable.
Oh no, we have veggies,
Yeah,
right?
you can grow your food.
Gina, where'd Alexei go?
I don't know. He seemed in a hurry once he realized we weren't actually in immediate danger.
Alright, and that whole magnetism thing? There's a plan to head down to the planet, right?
I think so.
My old friends might have an interest in joining us.
Roll electronics operations scientific, please, Silver. It's versus a 13, so you can just roll 3d6 if you'd like. Hey, success by 1. It's getting more precise, the location that it's picking up. For every orbit you do around this planet, it narrows down the area that this thing is pointing at on the surface by 1,000 kilometers or so.
Alright, so just I'll give it time then.
Eventually, and as you get closer, you will expect that you can get its location down to within a few meters. These nerds made a good thing. Thanks to open source software.
In the meantime, I'm going to be poring over the data that's being converted.
Alrighty. That ship will dock with this station. It will disappear off your sensors entirely, as presumably it's, getting turned off and assuming a docking position.
So that'll also be apparent to us on the ship then as well.
Yeah, you can see that they've now docked. Nowhere nearby. They're not like opposite your bay or anything. And these bays are fairly separated. It's kind of like an airport departure gates and stuff, but without all the big windows.
Hold that thought one moment, Gina. And Timur will head to a computer and try to lock the ship.
Aye, don't even need a roll. Ship locked. Full shutdown mode. It asks if you want to choose another code. You choose unique code / identifier.
Oh, to like lock it based on the code we all would have learned when going over the ship the past week? Or set a new one?
Yeah,
He'll keep the old one.
Alright, 69420 it is. And then suddenly your radio channels start up. It's been about 30 minutes since that thing docked. You're kind of all just anxiously doing your things. Hui, we've not heard much from you. Have you just been watching the sensors too? Might be muted. Is muted.
Sorry. Yes, that was for me.
Yeah, you've been up to anything special?
Well, he has been after what happened, he has been trying to do what feels right and remember the movements. So he spends most of his time training, doing his cargo thing, but trying to remember those katas, the formation, the discipline, and everything, as he kind of have done it over and over for years.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
Apart from that, maybe some cooking for the crew since we got a lot of vegetables.
Huh?
Not sure if you want me to roll for seeing if he doesn't confuse the chart for some of the more exotic wheats.
Chard is so bitter. Yeah, show us a like a cooking roll +2.
Okay.
Everybody waits for roll 20 to do its thing. Yeah, no problem. Tasty vegetables available.
Awesome.
So, Alexei, you're at the place. I imagine you're wearing like a big bulky coat or something.
I see more like a hoodie.
A hoodie, just a hoodie. Okay.
Yeah.
You spot definite lookers. These guys are the type.
Okay.
They're not obviously armed, besides what seem to be extending batons in the belts. They are not station security. And one of them is a guy wearing some kind of hood sunglasses looking things. Tight
All right.
trimmed hair. Big, but stocky, broad shouldered, G.I. Joe looking type.
Okay. Before we get too far, Alexei will definitely have positioned himself so that way there's, an easy exit.
You got tactics?
Um, I don't, but I was going to argue, can I roll like a smuggling? As in
Hmm.
like getting in and out of places is like
I'll take IQ -6 or smuggling -6. But there's also a fair few places to get about, so I'll say I'll take IQ or smuggling -3 for like a really good escape route that you'll be able to slip straight out of. Failure
not
by
really.
3. You can definitely get away, but
Well, I think the other part of my plan is going to assist that part a lot better, so.
uh-huh. They looking around. They
Yeah.
they put their hand on someone's shoulder to turn him around and then say, "Sorry, thought you were."
I want to catch his eye.
He sees you. He
Like I'll nod towards the chair.
he comes and
And
sits
so
down.
Alexi's like
Yeah.
sitting there, he's got his left hand on the table and his right hand in a pocket.
Okay. The big hoodie pocket at the front, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He walks over, looks at his friends, and then sits down. He says, and I think everyone hears this suddenly on your radios. A voice that's slightly familiar. "You're the one that called me?"
Aye, that'd be me.
"And who are you exactly?"
I'm
Are
someone
we
who
hearing
wants.
just the
I'm
guy or Alexi too?
You heard Alexi
Alexi
too.
too. I'm sorry. What
And
was?
and who are you
I
exactly?
and who am I exactly? Damn it! I had the answer and then Jared interrupted me.
Wait for it, Jared.
Um,
Wait, fucking go.
I'm just a guy that wants to talk.
He looks at his mate and looks back at you. And he says, "I think you're Alexi." "You're Alexi, right?" "Yeah." He nods and grins. And he
Yeah,
says,
obviously you're quite well informed.
"Well, Villano's chosen his friends. Poorly, it seems. Where is he?"
Oh, I don't know. What's your interest in him exactly?
"My interest in him is that I've been hired to recover him, along with someone else. Is the girl with you?"
Yeah, strange one she is. What do you know about her?
I know she's wanted back.
By
Well,
who exactly?
by her father. Who else?
By her. Okay, how much do we actually know about this family?
Uh, I don't. You don't necessarily know that they're a family. What you know so far is that Rudy's apparently got a dad who's a dickhead, and Rudy's pissed him off so bad that his dad is willing to kill him now. And also,
Okay.
there's a bounty hunter showing up. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
who
Who
is looking for Rudy and Silver?
and Silver? Okay. Uh, who's their dad by chance?
Why do people love to play these games with me? It's so fucking stupid asking all these questions. I've got the questions, dickhead. He slaps his hand on table. Where are they? And maybe I'll consider not taking you off to those shitty systems where you're worth a couple of extra pennies in my pocket on my way out of here. How about that?
Or how about I continue asking the questions and you answer them, and he'll pull the right hand out and put it down on the table
He looks.
in a way that he can kind of see what it is I'm holding, and then just kind of unzip the top of the hoodie.
Oh, that's a good roll. He looks at what you're holding, looks inside the hoodie, and then he like pushes himself back
No,
half an
no,
inch.
no,
Yeah, stops himself.
no, I don't think so.
You
If
fucking
you've done
maniac!
your research on me, you know exactly what I'm capable of. So, who's the father?
Villano Maleducato the 15th, Earl of fucking Cheshire. Sol Big Bucks, motherfuckers. What are you willing to die for this? You willing to blow yourself to bits for the son of some fucking
I'm
earther
willing to blow
cunt?
myself, I'm willing to blow you, and I'm willing to blow half this fucking station into the vacuum. So what do you know about the girl? He'd had to give you more information than just that.
she's she's the replacement. Rudy's Rudy. That's where he's calling himself, right? Stolen his own fucking replacement. She's worth. I don't even know how much one of those things costs. She's
One of those things. What things?
G-engineered aristocrat child.
Well, that would explain a couple things.
Dun dun dun.
Not even been
So,
named yet. And that prick Villano goes and frauds as his dad to pick her up from the shipping dock at Canaan 2 months ago.
and that's all you know.
I know plenty more.
Oh
How,
yeah?
how
Then
safe is that thing?
how safe is what thing?
What fucking thing? The fucking however many kilos of Plastex B you wearing round your tits.
As long as I hold this button, everything will be just fine.
You can see sweat speeding on his forehead a little bit now. He doesn't seem to be lying. It's like, look, you prick. I'm not gonna stop going after him.
I'll hold it up and slowly start making the motion that I'm gonna lift my thumb up. Well, look, we've tracked you through this whole ship. We know you're here. We know your guards are here. There's no telling what my folks have been doing while you've been away. So, we could call a truce right now. You could just call this whole thing off. And we could just walk the fuck off. Or we could just keep drawing this out and drawing this out.
I'm not the last person he'll send. I don't
No, you're
think I'm the
probably not.
first.
Probably not that either.
You're
Well, look,
you're crazy.
if I am indeed. You know what I'm capable of. You know what the rest of us are capable of. Is this bounty really worth the cost to you?
Not here. Not on this station.
Well, why don't you just get the fuck out of here then? And let us be on our business here.
He frowns at your proper art. He says, "We're gonna leave, but I better not see you again."
Well, that depends on if you keep fucking chasing me.
I got no business with you, Alexei.
Well, you've got business with my business partner, which means you've got business with me. And the
Grinds his
rest of my
teeth.
business partners. And if
Shakes
you've
his
done
head.
your research on me, you've done your research on the rest of us, and you know exactly what we're capable of. Hold up the right hand just a little bit again.
His mates like take a step back. And he says,
So, before you leave, I want you to send me all the dossiers that you've got on all of us, including the girl, everybody. And when those are in, I'll walk out of here, and as long as nobody follows me, we'll all be walking back to our ships.
his mates are whispering something to him. He says, "Give us a minute. Give us a minute." Holds up a finger, pulls out his comms and starts talking to someone else who's not here. A couple of minutes later, one of them pulls out a data stick and inserts it into his little arm computer thing, the thing that he wears on his arm. Then he pulls it back out a minute later and holds it out, puts it on the table. There you go.
Grab it with
May
the
we
left
leave?
hand. No. You stay right there. You stay right there. And then yeah, hold up the dead man's switch and just like back out of there, watching him the whole time. And then yeah, go disappear into the crowd.
Give me stealth. Although I should technically probably roll that for you in case you get like a crit fail or something like that. Walk into a police station like snickering, unzipping your hoodie.
Oh yeah, and ditch that thing like as soon as I can.
Yeah, there is no sign of him following you that you can see at all. Everyone else, you get radio silence. Unless Alexi says something once he's slipped away a little bit.
Gina's quiet for a while, stunned.
Heading back to the ship. See y'all in a bit. turn the comm off.
Cool. Reading through the data. Yes, you had lots of data that has been translated.
Yeah, I'm not researching as much as just absorbing.
Just absorbing data. Things I can tell you quickly. The entirety of the city on Doterra was built in that location because of the precursor ruins that were found. There were a lot found that weren't just that orb, but mostly it was ancient machinery that had just barely survived, and so that were of much more interest to him. You'd pick up a definite sarcasm in the scientists' research notes relating to how little funding they've got to actually look into this thing. And yeah, in the first hour that you've been reading, you don't come upon any reference to them thinking it contained anything. They thought it was just a solid stone ball.
Cool. Okay.
Well,
I forgot how much I liked this skill. It's so stupid, and I love it every time.
it's got if you go to the page for it, it tells you how fast you can read in combat and stuff based on your
Yep,
IQ. I'm
I've
pretty
used
sure.
it before.
Well, it'll be quiet for a little bit. I reckon you'll still be expecting them guys to show up at your door to your spaceship for a while, but the first person that does show up will probably be Alexi. Again, it is microgravity on your ship right now, so it's not as comfortable as it could be. Although I imagine Alexi thinks that's the best place to be.
Yeah, Alexi loves microgravity.
So it's whether the rest of you are staying up there, having just heard that.
No.
Gina, back to the gambling dens. And by that
I don't
mean
know about
the
you guys,
high-class
but
casinos. Sorry.
I'm not okay with human trafficking, and I'm more not okay with human trafficking of nobles. What the hell? I suggest everyone get away from here, just in case an army shows up. Let's give it a few days. I'll be in the room.
I'll
Can't
wait for
traffic myself.
Alexi to get here.
I don't think we're doing any trafficking. They're here on their own volition.
Wait, was that over radio, not in person?
Sorry, yes.
No.
I apologize. That was over radio. I meant to include everybody that was in the group.
Scatter! Everybody cheese it! Is what Gina's saying.
Basically.
And she teaches it. I'll
And I
stay
mean-
on the ship reading.
In that case, Alexei, when you get back here, could we have a conversation?
Sure. I want to go through this file.
And while waiting, Timur will send Alexei's name to G.
Alright. You'll get... He'll react to it, a la Discord, with a thumbs up emoji.
Oh, must be a stand-up guy. Good character.
So, Gina,
Mm-hmm.
any particular plans once you get back to your room? You will see Rudy as you get in there, and he will say that he needs alone time, and he's off out to find his own hotel for a few days.
I suspect she pretends like she doesn't see him.
And he
Like
just,
she's pretty pissed with him right now.
yeah, he looks pretty guilty. He's got his tail between his legs. He's doing them eyes looking up at you. The toilet paper that you left out is shredded and all over the floor of your room. He's just like, as he leaves.
But no solid plans. Mostly doing her best to lay low, which is a really poor job of it.
Mm-hmm. Did I have Tex contact you after you'd escaped the game last session?
I think we found out that he got out and stuff. So
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I was just making sure I didn't need to do that right now, where Tex sends you a message like, "Hey doll, I'm fine, hope you are too." But no, I recall now.
Yep, we did that.
Yeah. So Alexei and Tima, I think. Alexei, you get back to the ship. It's Silver and Tima are here. I think. Hui, are you
When you
practicing
enter,
0G
though,
combat? Or, sorry, I think Hui might be on the surface if he's combat training right now. Probably at the suite still with Gina at minute then.
That is the attempt.
Quite.
Yes.
So, yeah. Alexei, Silver, Tima on ship.
when he enters, I will ask, was it Play-Doh or Styrofoam in the fake explosives?
Oh, there's nothing there at all. I just had to make this look convincing.
Just like a piece of trash. Some wires.
Yeah, I just see like some bulk, and then like the top of it being convincing enough that like he didn't have to like show the whole thing.
It's very convincing. And the dead man's switch is like a real one that you already had.
Very likely. But Alexei will give Silver that card.
It immediately goes in her phone.
Boop. There's a lot
Scan
of
for viruses first off.
It's got your like shipping manifesto in it. There's no viruses that are detected. Okay. Although that'd be a pretty smart thing for him to try to do, so let me double check that there's no viruses detected. There's no viruses detected.
They didn't think of it at the time.
I did not.
I think he was panicking too hard to think of that.
Oh, well, that came out of nowhere, really. And then he did some good acting and he did some bad realizing. Anyways.
Yeah, that whole situation went from like 0 to 100 for him. Like he was in total control and then he wasn't.
So there's a lot of information on Rudy, whose name is Villano Maledicato the 16th. Indeed, he is, or he was rather, Earl of Cheshire Sol Big Bucks Motherfuckers, but he was excommunicated from the family a few years ago. According to the messages from the 15th, you were lined up as the replacement. You cost an exorbitant amount of money. Like the insurance policy on you states that it covers up to like millions and millions in value, tens of millions in value. But it doesn't state an exact value. Just like up to 55 million or something like that. And you've not got a name. You're just designated as Lot 49.
Okay. Well.
That's right, isn't it? Is it Lot 49?
54.
Yeah, Lot 54. There we go. Doy. You have got a minor specification list. You've got like all the optional extras.
Yeah, I'm reading that pretty intently,
Scratch
and
resistant.
then, but they can have that conversation while I read that over. Do you want anything rolled or just time?
That's just a time thing.
Cool.
Plain data. Although I suppose intelligence analysis would be an option, but you've not got that. So I suppose you
But
could
I can do
roll.
this. Just in general. Ah, no. If it's a nope.
If it's a secret skill, it's not a good attempt enough. So yeah, just reading and absorbing as best as any normie can.
Okay.
Try the blue pill next time. I forget which one's the good one. They're all good. Just give me both them pills, man. Look at all these medicines. Yeah, I want uppers and downers, morph.
But I do have a plan, crafting in her head, the mischievous little creature she is. But...
Gears begin to turn, oh dear.
Yep.
Concern rising in me. Alexi and Tima, your conversation can finally begin. Unless Alexi's just like, nah, fuck you, and goes and sits on toilet for 2 hours.
Nah. What would you want to talk about?
First off, great job finding out information. That was a lot.
Yeah.
And second, I found out more about myself.
Well, that's good. What'd you find out?
I knew that guy who sabotaged that fighting place.
Oh.
Last night.
Well, okay. Is that a good or a bad thing?
I think that would depend on people's opinions.
Okay.
You didn't really want to hurt people when we were back on Jutera, not particularly.
I mean, it's not necessarily the first option, no?
And we figured out that the two of us had some role in acquiring this ship initially.
We did. Is this going somewhere? Is there something you would like to get at?
He's asked if he and a couple others can get out of here on our ship.
Well, can they pay?
Probably.
Fine, I can get people out. We've got space.
All right.
Set it up. And then I'm sure we've got like some formula for like
How much to
cost
charge?
of how much to charge. I'm sure there's like a legitimate cost and then multiplier
There is.
if you so I mean, we don't need to necessarily figure it out right now, but yeah, it's like set up a fair charge for that,
Uh-huh. We'll figure it out.
and we can figure that out later.
There was something else I'm trying to get at here.
Okay.
From what I can tell, I left them, and then the two of us met. And it seems that my plans changed from what I was initially planning when I left them. You changed what I was planning to do.
Huh.
And that whole story ends with us delivering weapons to the bad guys.
Well, from what I can tell, I didn't necessarily have a whole lot of scruples around who was paying me.
But it sounds like I did. I'm just wondering if... I don't know what I'm wondering at, really. I think it's important that we realize that important things must have happened over the past 3 years that we have no idea about. I was going to try and assassinate the chairman of Shunbei Corporation, and I met you and I didn't.
Huh. Well, I'd say I'm an assassin. I don't know why I would be one to talk you out of it.
But maybe we'll figure it out. Least I can do now is, how about my old friends? Thank you for agreeing to let them on board. They also were wondering if they could hitch a ride down to the planet.
What do they want to go down there for?
They
No
didn't
idea.
say. Yeah. If anything, they were quite obviously reserved about the reason why. And that is exactly when he changed the conversation to having to go and talk to his friends.
Well, we'll have to figure out how we're getting down there, because I'm not sure how that's working. I don't think our shuttle's gonna do well in that thick of atmosphere. We'll see what we can do.
All
Again,
right.
if they can pay. I'm not running a charity here. Hey, Silver, you find anything interesting on that?
Anything about these guys? These fools?
Wait, what? Sorry? Sorry, I'm doing maths related to
Anything
abstract
about
wealth.
these fools?
Oh, on there, it's very limited. It's mostly the bounties that you've already got. It also notes how long you've been associating with Villano, or mainly that Villano's been associating with these guys for X amount of time, because I think Villano is the most recent crew member of the ship.
I think Silver's the most recent.
She's not on the... Like, that's child labour.
Roster.
There's laws against that in some...
Good
But yeah,
point.
roster she could be on. So yeah, if it's
Okay,
actually a 9, then... it's still a difficult role.
I'll make it anyway. But as we're
Oh,
that roll, I think that's good.
you... You've got the money together. You actually making that purchase might be more difficult.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna wander down and say, it depends. Do you want to take me shopping?
What are you shopping for?
Something I'm not allowed to buy? Come on.
Alright. Let's see what she's
And-
up to.
And then as we're going down to the weapons shop, I'm going to tell him all the information I have. And say I win the bounty contest.
Yeah, you do. Villano's dad doesn't necessarily want him alive. He will pay a lot more for him alive, according to this bounty. These guys are also on a retainer for catching him. So if they do indeed stop chasing entirely, then they're going to be in trouble. If they report this, they're probably going to be in trouble anyway.
So you probably just really pissed them off, and I love it.
Yeah, they're extremely angry, if nothing else.
And we know angry people go on to make rash decisions.
It leads to hate, which leads to violence, which leads to war? I'm
Anger
not
leads
sure.
to hate. Or, no,
Fear, hate.
shit, I don't remember it either. Damn it.
Anger, fear, hate.
Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to the dark side. There we go.
Oh, the dark side. Yeah, they're always bitching about whatever that is.
Hate leads to suffering.
Ah, yeah.
Right.
Remember, we will. How about a quick break? We've been going just over an hour, I think.
Okay.
Alright, we'll be right back in 5 minutes-ish. Hello, and welcome back. So, look at all them skills. If you're just joining us, a bounty hunter who's here for Rudy and Silver has been scared into submission for the time being by an Alexei wearing junk. But the junk did, to be fair, look a fair bit like a very realistic bomb, and Alexei did a pretty amazing job at acting. So yeah, that happened. Teamer has met one of his old friends, who he does not remember, but his old friend sure does remember him. Had a little bit to say, including that last time he saw Teamer, his plan were to nuke the CEO of the Jambay Corporation.
That's
Seems...
not really an assassination so much as an overkilling.
When it happens in the void of space, nukes are very much an assassin's... They're in the tool belt, I think.
Okay.
They have for a couple hundred years now been considered appropriate to label an assassin's device. Depending on where you use it, of course. What? Where is my thing? I've lost it. It's so small I can't find it. Where is it? Ah! And then about catches us up. Team has got some old friends he's met that he wants to come aboard.
And I'm going shopping.
Alexei says, yeah, if they can pay, they can come aboard. And Silver says, I want to go shopping, but I need an adult, and I found my thing. It was underneath a piece of paper.
Alexei's not
Ugh.
above.
And Alexei has caught the stick as the designated adult, and has got to go back to gravity, unfortunately. And yeah, so Silvers wants to buy something, and she leads you to what is quite clearly a gun shop. Gun hunting stuff and such like that.
Okay.
It's a nice shop.
Yeah.
Lots of cool
Yeah.
guns inside. Rifles and all sorts. It seems like, based on the posters and stuff they've got up in here, that you can actually hunt on this cylinder. Some of these islands have got reserves with a species of grazing animals that can be hunted. And you
Weird.
catch something that strikes your eye. A poster for excursions to the surface of Elena to hunt megafauna there in a decommissioned, well, partially decommissioned military battle suit. And there's a picture of someone like in a battle suit that's got a big rail gun mounted on the shoulder, standing with a foot on top of this giant lizard, rhinoceros, elephant thing's trunk slash penis slash nose, maybe ear.
Something.
Yeah. Alexi is going. Well,
Typical gun shop guy nods at you.
let's Silver do her shopping for now.
Welcome.
I will actually just, before we enter, just give you my list whispered in your ear, just so it's not as super clear.
Okay. Then in that case, Alexi will pop in and just be like, "Oh, got a list on the ship of a couple of things that we need," and he'll put the list in front of the guy.
He nods. He's like, I got these. This you can take away today. This you need a license for to carry on colony. And there's a waiting period unless you export it straight away. Do you have a?
Oh.
Do you have somewhere
Yep.
on dock?
Oh, I've got ship on dock. You can ship all this straight to there if it avoids all the paperwork.
He smiles and winks at you. He says, "Don't even need a signature." He goes in back and comes back with a boxed up, brand new, air-powered Tangler launching device. And he hands you the receipt for the other thing that he says should be delivered by tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I'm guessing you use a cred stick that Silver gives you or something.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
She managed to scrounge it together.
Actually, I've got a whole shit ton of starting money still. Alexi's gonna, shop around, talk guns with the guy for a little while. And then he's gonna move the conversation towards planet side.
He looks over at the poster and he says, "Oh, seen that, have you? Yeah, those guys have been running that for a few years now. It's pretty fun. I've done it a couple of times. It's a great laugh. It's not cheap though.
Can you give me an introduction with them, or tell me where they're at?
Oh yeah, they're here. In fact, this is their. I'm gonna say website. I need a futuristic name for a website. But
Portal.
this is their portal. This is their mailer demon portal. Portal.edu, which stands for Extreme Dick Unit. Anyway.
Please don't sue us.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Alexi's gonna shop and purchase something. I don't know what he's going to shop and purchase. I wasn't expecting to come to a gun store, so I don't have anything written down, but I don't want to bog down, so I'll deal with that later.
LC3 can be purchased and shipped direct to your ship.
Okay.
And then to get it on this station, you'd have to pass it through customs the way
Or
those
smuggle
rules work, or smuggle it. LC4 things you can just walk out the shop with.
Okay.
Still TL8?
No, there's some TL9, quite a bit of TL9 available on this station.
That's at ×10 cost?
Is that what the thing is? Because that role might have been a bit more difficult for...
Probably still made it, but I'm probably even more broke now.
Yeah, add an extra -1 to your wealth.
So all the money that we got from the thing is gone now. Do you just want to say that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That
So,
That
so
was
yeah,
my cut of the thing just spent.
yeah.
Okay.
Silver spent all the pocket money. A trio of guns,
A pair.
a pair, and a accessory.
Lee found the thing in the document. You might want to take a look at Discord.
To the Discord. Okay, yeah. So the TL9 stuff that they'll have is those air-powered guns. And some rifles, I think, as well. But more geared towards hunting rifle of a conventional firearm. So it's probably actually covered in high TL8. And TL9 things would be accessories.
Still intriguing to a person that uses a TL8 gun and doesn't have TL9 accessories.
Very, I'm
Mhm.
sure.
Apologies, though. You were actively saying you didn't want to get bogged down.
No, that's fine. Thank you for posting that in the Discord.
Yeah. And then I want to make contact with the surface hunter guys.
Yeah, they'll.
As we're walking out to the next place I wanted to go shopping, which was a florist.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Um,
I've also got my little tablet thing
yeah.
that I can be
So you
tagging
can
along and doing this.
you can see their rates for excursions.
Do they have a little contact
Yeah, they've got a number you can ring.
thing? Yeah. I call it.
Like, welcome to Extreme Adventures. How can we help? What kind of
Here you.
planet-side adventure can we interest you in today?
Oh, artifact hunting.
Well, we offer packages of sightseeing and large game hunting.
Do you have an office? Maybe someone that I can talk to?
Yeah, of course. This is our address in the bureaucratic center.
Perfect. Thank you. Then I guess we get flowers and head over there.
Uh, yeah, it's not flowers so much as a couple of small potted plants and some seeds, I think, that you'll end up buying.
Oh,
And they amount to trivial purchases for Alexi, at least.
okay.
I'll give you puppy dog eyes.
Fine, fine, fine. Ugh.
You buy the child a couple of potted plants and some seeds.
Now, let's go to the bureaucratic center. We've got a tour to schedule.
If we can afford it.
I should have saved that vest.
You can't pay for everything with a bomb threat.
I like the idea that he mumbles that as you walk inside.
She says if we can afford it, as he reaches for the door handle.
Wish I kept that stinking vest. Hello, welcome to Extreme Adventures, Elena. How can we help?
Hi, Elena. May I please speak to your boss?
She like looks over at another desk that's in a corner, kind of behind a bit of a screen, partially. The young guy in the slightly oversized business attire, with the like, you can see he's only just growing his beard, struts over.
By the way,
snaps
are
his...
you wearing your fancy clothing or your?
Oh, yeah. The Alexi has been wearing his like fancy clothing for everything except that stint in the lower.
Okay, so yeah, this tall
So
guy
we're playing the rich,
mhm,
uh, the rich people. Okay.
struts over. He says, "Hello, I'm the sales associate manager today. What can I do you for?"
Well, we've got a proposal. We need to get down to the surface for some specialty hunting, as it were. Can we speak in private?
He grins. He says, "Why don't you go and take your break now, Tina?" To the person you talked to before, and she's like, "Yes, sir." And she grins and walks away as well. Like picks up a bag and coat.
Even
and
funnier
walks
because
out.
she didn't introduce herself as Tina.
Did she introduce herself with a different name?
Yeah.
It works perfect though because he doesn't even know her freaking name.
Yeah, no, I don't. All right. Well, we do offer bespoke services for sure. Something off menu. He looks at you, Silver. I think we've got something that'll fit you. Can have a guy whip something up either way. What are you
That's
after?
great. We've got a potential location on an artifact. We
Well,
need to get down to the surface to check it out.
okay, I suppose. Yeah.
Because we don't have the suits at all, Luke, to be able to survive down there, right?
No, the suits to survive down there are pretty specialized to planets like that.
Yeah.
They are essentially rigid. They're practically a submarine that's slightly human shaped.
Okay.
They actually have 3 arms, most of them. The mining ones, you've seen a couple about, just like, in scrapyards probably. You would have seen a big old one, Alexi, in a scrapyard. And yeah, they tend to have 3 arms and 2 big chunky legs. They look a lot like
Okay.
the zero-G work suits, but without thrusters and with more air tank room.
Okay. Yeah, so Alexi's gonna start proposing a deal that's like, what he's trying to get is we'll pay them pretty much cost for getting down there, but offer like 10% of whatever we can sell the artifact for, which may or may be total bullshit. We might not wind up being able to sell it.
Do you want me to make the deal?
Oh, yeah. Alexi starts working into something, and Silver just steps right up. Um,
Let me have a quick look at Silver's reactions. Okay. Any particular route you wanted to take, Silver, in negotiations?
Well, uh, I'm gonna try to fast talk my way through this. Like, maybe confuzzle a bit
Okay.
about our true intentions, and maybe less about the artifact, and be like, we have a lead on the blah blah blah, blah blah blah, like 10% of findings, just looping around in conversation to make it seem like really really lucrative, but at the same time, if we find nothing down there that is lucrative, they're just left holding, just like that we don't get in trouble. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
You're trying to trick him.
we're not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just bamboozle.
Have you got merchant, Alexi?
You?
Give me merchant as well, please.
Would this be fast talk or merchant?
It would be merchant straight up to kind of negotiate the cost, but fast talk I think might help a lot in just getting him to agree to this sketch deal. Two GM checks. Holy shit. Let me stop you right there, kid. He looks back to you, Alexi. I'm on board. I don't know who this cutie is or what she's on about, but 10% of a turbo-encabulated Xeno artifact egg beloncoid, I am in. That thing sounds expensive, and yeah. So, do you know where the thing is? Because depending on where we drop you off and pick you up, there's not many places to stay. We run a deal with this mining company and this archaeological group to lease space for, trips that are longer than a single day. For trips
Give us
that
a couple of days and we can give you down to a few meters of where we need to get.
well, shit. Okay. Um, there's an expedition down there at the minute. They'll be back up. He looks at his calendar. 4 days. Day after day after day after tomorrow. There might have been too many day afters. But it's 4 days
But
from now.
4 days time.
Yeah, and then we've got another expedition booked for in a month, but we're pretty open other than that.
Let's do it in 4 days when they get back.
Alright, I'll need to see the payment for the fuel costs up front, the suit deposits. I want to measure you, points back at the little girl, if you're going down there. It's kinda... It's heavier than it is here, the gravity. 1.5? Just about.
She'll shrug like it's nothing, but doesn't. She's never experienced that she knows of. So
Alrighty.
she's
Okay. I may as well get those now. He pulls out a tape measure.
Yeah, and I assume we can get the deposit in.
You're gonna want a guide, right?
Be helpful.
Yeah, okay. We can cover that. His rates will be included. I'll need to figure out how much this is actually going to cost for the threshold.
Fair enough.
How long do you think you're going to need down there? Do you think you could do it in a day trip?
hopefully.
Well, it depends where it is as well, I suppose, because it shows you the map of the planet's surface.
I'm down at this point. I'm down to like what 100 kilometers.
Yeah, you already know roughly based on this map here that it is. It's in this sort of region here. You were in like a 2,000 kilometer radius.
Okay, I'll point and go somewhere in here.
Why would you tell him that?
Oh,
Or no, or
that's
it's
perfect.
1,000 kilometers.
So the mining base we use is right here. He points. We can get you an expedition vehicle, and a driver as well. And they can range out up to about 4,000 kilometers, but not in a single day. but the expedition vehicles have got life support for a week, and we can be on call to come and pick you up in 8 hours' notice. And then he does some calculating and tells you that all in all he wants 10 grand off you. And
That's an Alexi's thing.
if Alexei were to purchase that on his own, have you got any wealth advantages at all, Alexei?
I've actually got 10 grand starting money left. I only spent half of my starting money.
There you go.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that is kind of hilarious. That it
And that's a
just
deposit,
so
So
happens
if everything goes well, we get it back.
you're looking at your secret stash savings account, and you're like,
Yeah, I think that's what happens. I guess we can close Ultratech now.
He says, "I'll get you the good suit. I'll get you the one with the railgun."
Oh, he doesn't care. I just gave him the money.
I'll have the one with the railgun.
That one definitely won't fit you, Missy. Sorry.
No. I mean to say that guy doesn't care. He just knows that somebody gave him money.
Hmm. Well, there you go. So booked. Trip down to the surface.
Great.
With a guide. Battle suits. Air quote. Battle suits for 5 people? Maybe 6?
Team.
What'd you say, sorry,
However
Silver?
many we have at the time.
Yeah.
However many we have
However
at the
many
time.
you have at the time. That's the one. And whoever's not there is too chicken to experience high gravity.
For some reason, Alexei gets this feeling in the back of his head that it doesn't seem to bother him.
Yeah, you're thinking about it. You're like, huh? Nah.
Yeah.
Well. Who we've not heard from in a while. Just about everyone. Gina's
Gina.
pissed at Rudy, pissed at everyone else, been human trafficking in children.
Mostly Rudy. She kind of expected others to follow. Just wondering where they are.
In terms of slagging off
Oh.
Rudy, or in terms of arriving at the suites?
In terms of getting the fuck away from the ship.
Oh, okay. Well, Hui is there with you. And you would be aware that Alexei and Silver are out on a weird shopping spree. Tima, what are you up to?
Timur will let G know the good news.
Excellent, he'll say. And he'll also say that he's got some stuff on Alexei. Seems to be a wanted man, although fairly safe in this system. But it would be dangerous for him to ever visit the Solar Federation or the, I forgot its name, Confederacy.
Checks out, doesn't seem too unusual.
Why would you name yourself the I don't remember its name Confederacy?
They were all very hungover the morning after the founding party. They'd all signed it, but they'd forgot to put the title in.
That's the only thing they've ever really agreed upon, so.
They agreed that nobody remember what they agreed upon?
Yep. It was the only unanimous vote in history.
Were taken, like for copyright purposes.
It's like, they're on the website where you declare your federation. It's like, sorry, that federation name already exists. Please choose another. I've got suggestions. The coolest Federation 111XX. The other guys are willing to meet you, and they want to meet as many people as possible.
Teamer will jump on radio. Hey guys, and we might have some passengers when we leave this place. They've asked to meet us before they become passengers. Does this cafe at this time work?
If they're paying, yeah, that sounds good.
Someone tried to kidnap me when they were there once. Okay.
Well, maybe they'll give you a free dessert.
Maybe. Alright.
I still kind of want to know how Gina's. She still got that brick of gold for gambling.
Just cut a bit off with your knife. Does that cover it? I'll say that's set up for the next day, and
She's got one of those wire knives that you use to cut the clay bricks. Only like you push a button and it glows.
it's for cutting styrofoam. It's for your battlefield terrain. Surely.
Honestly, the brick was neat, but Gina's been on a streak for a while. It's not as impressive as it was.
Oh, yeah.
Still, show up at a table, just like conk. Can I get
There.
chips for this?
Put your keys and phone down on one side. Put your gold bar down on the other. So yeah, unless anyone wants to go up to anything in particular, I say advance time by 20 hours or so.
I think
Sold.
Gina needs to make her roll though.
Works
Or
for
did
me.
she already make that?
Sure, no problem.
What roll?
Her gambling.
Oh, sure, I can do
What
that.
she's doing.
Yes, although I don't. I'm also happy to have it be a thing that's in the background a little bit.
Yeah, I don't need to
Yeah,
see you
I
gambling
can
at
roll.
all. You're up
Cool.
enough that you're not going to get kicked out of that casino immediately.
Nah. I've already got it open. I'm rolling this damn thing.
I still don't understand your macro 100%. So,
Really?
on the wealth roll, that's a good roll. A success by 3, right?
Correct. That means success by 3.
And did you make 50,000 stake?
Yes. So in order to put up a 50,000 stake, I need to make a success on that wealth roll.
And you did that by 3.
Then she tries for a double or nothing. The first one's her skill roll. The second one is the house's or the opponent's skill roll.
Oh, okay. And what is
So
yours?
she won by 1.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's each of our degree of successes.
Oh.
Not the raw number.
Yeah, that's what's confused me up till now.
Apologies. All of those are degrees of success.
Mhm. So you've won, and you've got status 3 and travel guide software.
And then it's
Or
immediately wasted on other stuff, so she doesn't actually end with anything.
So yeah, you immediately
Because that's the cost of the hotel room.
spend it on higher status, or some piece of shit you want. Cool.
Exactly.
Very cool. I understand.
Which is
it
why
now.
it can also fade into the background a little bit, because even if she succeeds, it doesn't really matter.
It just goes away immediately.
All
Yeah.
she's doing is living a very classy lifestyle for a while.
It's just me.
Exactly.
Like me, no matter what, I will always spend the exact amount of money I've got. I got problems. Well, so a day passes, and you will head to a bar of sorts. Shame. Ooh,
In the morning, though, I will grab my new toy and shove it on my wrist.
in
Does
the
it look very obvious?
yeah, it's kind of,
Okay.
it is still a bit bulky on you. You could try and hide it.
I won't this time, but I will bring my tangular and holster it. Nah, boot knife. Just a boot knife.
Just a
When
boot
she's
knife.
doing it, Alexi will see what he can do for her.
It can definitely be hidden on your person. Pretty successfully, it looks like. Yeah, look in the mirror and yeah.
It just looks like a
Yeah, like you've got a bangle on or something,
bracelet.
maybe under your
Yeah.
long sleeves.
She'll smile at him and go, "Thank you."
What I do?
It's gonna be even better once the plants are done growing.
Just look confused there.
Ba-ba-bum.
Like, yeah, Alexi gets a really confused look to the once the plants are done growing. Because he has no idea what the fuck that she meant by that.
I think we're getting a humming from you, Everoth.
A hum.
Like a buzz, maybe.
That would be my computer. 1 second.
So,
But to
try
the
and
coffee shop.
to the coffee shop. Not got a good coffee shop map. Can't be bothered to make a good coffee shop map. Let's just get back to the map that we're at. And I will drag in some giant dudes, methinks. In a moment. I could have been doing this ages ago. But I'm lazy. Always opens it there. I don't want it there. I don't want to look at that either. The first of the giant dudes. Opened there again. Oh well.
Giant man.
I like this giant man. He looks like the final boss from Alice in Borderland.
I'd rather not spoil you then.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, I think I already know what happens to final boss in Alice in Borderland. No, open original. There we go. This guy's a normie. Next big dude, normie confirmed, fully blue pilled or red pilled. And the cool guy we've already met. G. They see you approaching, and all of them except G, nope, including G, will stand up and walk over and do a culturally recognizable greeting that you kind of, muscle memory go to reciprocate.
Wrist clasp.
Wrist clasp.
Those always look badass.
Yeah. What's his name in it? What's his name in Predator? You son of a bitch!
Predator?
Jesse Ventura.
What's the matter? CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Push it to the limit? That bit. Anyways, they do that and they say, so it's true. You're alive and well.
Who the hell are these guys?
They introduce themselves. Hooji is the guy with the hair. Jining is the normie. Wang Tao is vest, but you can't see his vest on that token, so. And Cool Head is Yang Sheng. I will forget these. They will have character sheets by next session.
Good, nice to meet you.
And a pleasure.
Alright, so, we were going to discuss possibly providing you passage out of here.
Yes, we can pay. We can afford the rates you proposed.
You should know we're not planning on leaving for another week or so, at the minimum, right? Looks at the others.
Nod.
Is that going to be okay?
That will be fine, says Jeaning, the normie. He kind of looks left and right. We also have some business we would love to try and attend to on the planet's surface. Are you going down there?
We are.
Mm-hmm.
We will not press you to aid us in this, but we intend to sabotage the name of mining company's operations on that planet.
Why?
Because of their oppressive practices. They employ 1 million people who amount to essentially slaves. If the practices are shut down in the manner we plan to, then their only option would be to evacuate their personnel, including the underpaid slave caste, back to stations within the system where we can attempt to show them ways to escape their servitudes.
Well, you're right. We're not going to be helping you with that.
One revolution is enough for one revolution every 5 years is enough for me.
Shang,
We've got our,
with the tattoos, go on first, Alexi, though.
we've got our own business we are attending to.
There do seem to be ways down there, though. So good luck with that.
What's the difference between the people of Doterra and the people of this planet? The people of this system?
Timur will interject in Huaqiao. They weren't all that sold on the idea of helping for the sake of helping there. They're not going to be sold on the idea of helping for the sake of helping here.
One of them nods at you. The guy who's not spoke yet, Vesti, Wang Tao, will speak up and say, sabotaging their operations would also present very lucrative opportunities for looting them. They have significant wealth. We were intending to redistribute some of it as part of the sabotage. With assistance, we could make it a larger amount, and we could redistribute a greater share towards you in recognition of your assistance.
What kind of wealth and how the hell do you plan to get it out of there?
That would be where your assistance may come in.
Alright,
You have a shuttle that might
You've
be
had-
able to land there?
not a chance in hell.
Ah. Then
Our
perhaps...
shuttle is meant for space and regular pressure atmosphere. There's 28 atmospheric pressures going on there. Our shuttle's not gonna fly in there.
Our shuttle almost died when we entered a regular atmosphere.
I think that were a slightly thin atmosphere. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly. I can check. I need to check. I need to know. Enkinov B. Details of the planet. EB2. Deutera. Atmospheric composition. Atmospheric pressure. No, it is slightly denser. 1.2 atmospheres. Never mind. So,
But 1.2
Still.
is very different than like 60.
28.7.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
Same as being like 280 meters underwater.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty strong pressure. But you'll not sink slowly. And you know, like your ship floats in water, but it won't float in this planet's atmosphere. It would reach the bottom, but it'd look like a crushed Coke can when it got there, probably.
Oh, look who thinks his shit floats.
Eureka, we're dead. So,
Depends on the size of the wealth, though, or the stuff, though. We might be able to bring some of it up. If we're talking cred ships, sure. But if we're talking like gold or mineral or anything like that, nope.
So that brings us back around to my first part of the question. What kind of loot are you talking about?
digital information, credits, keys to wallets, all of their apes. I want to steal all of their apes.
All the funges.
I'm going to funge the fuck out of their digital assets. They will have keys on station because they frequently resupply there. We've been tracking comms and data packets, and they are using quantum encryption for transactions, so they've definitely got a wallet address on the planet's surface. It's probably actually safer to keep the main one there than here on station, just because it's so difficult to get there. I will also point out that this mining company that they say they want to fuck up is also the exact same mining company that operates the base that you'd be staying at or expediting from.
Well, then that would happen when we need to time it so they do their stuff and we get pulled off planet.
We might want to help just so that we don't accidentally do it at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, we could at least schedule it so that way it happens after we've done our thing.
Is this all? You're all just looking at your phones briefly. Like, give us a second.
I stare off into the middle distance.
Same with Gina.
You both just go really gormless for a second. Mouths open.
All of our gorms.
You funged my gorms.
I pretty much at this point leave that thing my phone plugged in to my brain, and my phone's in my pocket.
Yeah, it's like when you're
Nice.
at school and you've got your headphones in underneath your hair.
Yeah.
You've got your brain jack in underneath your hair.
Gina wears
Long enough.
It's just the
earbuds.
squares.
Squares. Someone's making squares. It's a nice picture. Don't slag off the squares. Whoever's making the squares. Carry on.
It's
Feel
a
free.
flag.
It's the United States flag. I recognise that flag anywhere.
Brown.
Red
Anyway.
and white and red and white and blue and speckly. Well, if you could get just one of us down on planet with you at that mining station, then we wouldn't hold you to account if things went poorly.
I mean, we're already going to be down there in text chat.
It does sound like money.
It does sound like money.
What makes you think they aren't just going to leave the people behind?
Policy
Out of character
documents.
clarification of the question.
What makes you think? They said
Do you want me
that
to rephrase or say it again?
the company had be forced to evacuate the people. What makes them think that the company's not just going to leave the people to die or something?
That is indeed what I meant.
And they will reply, we've seen extensive policy documents by law operating in this system under the government of Iota Persei. They will have to evacuate off of that planet if we set their reactor to a meltdown.
At the very least, they'll get the the rich people that are paying them off.
There are risks, of course, to many. We've weighed them up. We think this is the best way. We've infiltrated somewhat. Shangles, not Shang. Vesti, Wang. Wang says the propaganda has been effective.
Tao.
How?
Surname, first name thing.
Oh, yep, Tao. Tao says that the... I thought you said how. But he'll say that the workers are realising. Obviously, they've not got any option for legal recourse in getting themselves out of these horrible conditions, but we think we can show them a way to less legal recourse. Change to clothes again.
Yes.
Think about it, please. You don't have to answer us right now, and we
One more question.
Of course.
Once we leave, where were you looking to go?
Aha. I forgot which one I chose, or at least the name of which one I chose, but if I go to the map, I will see it. It's loading. Did I drag you all over here?
Yes.
Yep.
So you're currently
Yes.
at Iota Persei. That's the reason I forgot the name. It's because I never looked it up. They want to go to BD 61-195. That is a Star Catalogue reference. Of sorts. It should correspond to a star that we can look up the real name of.
Gliese 49.
It's Glaze 49. There you go. That's where they want to go.
Awesome.
Pronounced Gliese.
Gliese. It's Gliese 49. That's where we want to go.
Great. Now we
And
know where to get cargo.
based on its
loaded
distance, it's just under a 2-week journey, probably. Or it might actually be a bit quicker if there's less in between here and there in terms of mass. Because maybe you can get going faster, who knows. Anyways.
Great.
Aye. If you have no complaints with going there, that is.
Can I roll a merchant to see if I can get on like a Grubhub style website that'll let me book some like legal cargo going to there?
Yeah, I think merchant would be what you wanted for that. Yeah.
Sounds like smuggler.
No, I'll roll Streetwise and Smuggler for getting the illegal cargo.
Oh wow, there's a fair bit going there, and Summerit is paying quite handsomely.
Okay. Pick something like try to balance the quite handsomely for the people who are also more open to a more flexible delivery schedule.
Okay.
Like, get somebody who's not gonna be pissed off with our we're not quite sure when we're leaving. Although I'm sure that's more common practice on spacefaring style.
Yeah, it's essentially like some of the really high value stuff will pay more the sooner you can take it.
Okay. Then yeah, still try to like strike the balance, get the most out of
Mhm.
whatever we can for whatever's flexible.
Cool. And you will do a pretty good job of that with that success by 8 roll. Mhm.
Perfect. And then we can work a little later on with filling smuggling hole too.
How about another quick break and then come back for a final segment?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Alright, we'll be right back. We're back.
Can I complain now?
Now you can complain. Last section, you guys have arranged to go down to the planet via a company that offers adventure tours and megafauna hunting. You've got yourself a guide, you've got yourself an expedition vehicle that's got like a week's worth of life support if this thing's hard to track down. And you've also met up with some of Tima's old friends who've booked passage to Gleaser Number, a nearby star system that is inhabited, and their next point of call after this system. However, they are interested in visiting the planet. In particular, interested in visiting the same mining station that you will be landing at. And they've asked you to consider taking you with them when you go down with that tour company so that they can do some grand sabotage.
Do we want to discuss that?
So you've had a chance to discuss it briefly.
But alone,
They've
in more detail.
I don't think they've got loads more to discuss at present. They're all happy to see you alive, Daiyun. None of them
Yeah,
call you Tima.
seems that way.
Okay.
Well, they left saying we don't have to give them a response right now.
I don't
Talk
think
it over.
they'd left just yet, but I don't think they've got much else they want to say immediately. They will do the wrist clasp, cool. Wow, I can't pronounce anything.
Hua Chao.
Hua Trao. Greeting / goodbye, and tell you to stay in touch on comms. And they will do the same and let them know, if they're allowed to come to the planet. And it is Shang who will be coming down to the planet. He is the most badass in those situations. If you can
I
get
knew you'd like him when I made that in Hero Forge.
if you can get two of them down there, it'll be Shang and Normie. It's not his name's not Shang either. That's his surname. His name
Ning.
is
That's
Sheng.
Chi Ning.
Sh-
Oh,
it-
you're talking about the other guy, yeah.
yeah, Sheng
Sheng.
and
Ning.
Ning. Yeah, Sheng and Ning will be the ones coming down to the planet with you, if they're allowed.
All right. So what do we think?
Well, depends on what the pay is going to be like. That's a hell of a risk for us while we're trying to get out of here.
with an unknown sized artifact.
With an unknown sized artifact.
You've no idea what condition that artifact will be in either, you know. All you've got is a direction. There is the potential for it to be 100 kilometers
Down.
underground.
They might also have skills that could be useful with the artifact. We managed with the other one with a smattering of random skills we apparently had.
I mean, do they?
They're minors, right? Or they were?
No, they're
Or
all
am I just
adults.
reading into something?
Thank you, Luke.
From what I can tell, we were all employed by Shunbei together, and then we left. It looks like there were at least a couple backgrounds, though. I don't think we were all like from the exact same job position. I could find that out. What are the skills they have?
Not a bad idea.
I don't really want to share the artifact with them.
I don't think they're concerned with the artifact.
Unless they find out about it. It's impossible to tell. You don't know until you show it to someone if they're gonna my precious or not, really, do you?
I mean, if this
And
is
then,
what
in
it
a
takes,
surprise to the ring, yet another fucking hobbit picked it up.
well, if nothing else, it makes sure that their thing happens after our thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. And if our thing requires that we don't do their thing, we can just not do their thing.
I didn't really make it clear, but this is kind of an optional goal for them. They've pretty much come up nil on an option to get onto that planet. Is something that they should have explained if I were doing a better job. And so it is more a last grab opportunity. Their main thing was releasing those animals and taking down like 4 different animal abusers slash people smugglers.
If
I must say it
anything,
was quite... yeah.
if anything, this gives us a it gets us out of there without customs taking a close look at what we got.
That's also true.
And also, they were able to quite skillfully disrupt that little party we went to.
I mean, I think they're going to get people killed.
They're definitely going to get people killed. My concern is that it's not us.
Yeah, they almost hinted at knowing that they were going to get people killed. But they seem to think it's worth it overall.
I thought they were arguing everybody's going to be forced to be rescued.
Oh yeah, but there's still probably some people going to get killed.
Is the
Fair.
people gonna die?
Everyone
Yes.
dies all the time.
People are going to die.
Luke,
I
have
say
we
it's a
interacted
bonus.
with the bigotry in this planet? Like you said, the rich people are all tall. Is it like a big and short thing?
Yeah, there is definite bigotry to be seen and to be experienced.
Is there a cutoff?
Uh,
Like if you're below a certain height for men or different height for women, you're just automatically looked down on?
yeah, there is. in essentially a cutoff. Gina, you're quite tall, right?
Tallish. Let me double check though.
5'4". She's
Oh,
Mm.
right.
with
She's tall.
heels.
She's
She's
taller
taller
than
than
yeah,
Teamer.
but she's actually a little bit shorter than average.
Yeah, so no, Gina is too short. Yeah, you've seen that mostly if you're under 6 foot, you're very looked down upon, especially men. It's like everyone on this planet is 6.5 feet tall on average, just about. Women
Unless you're
slightly
silver, who
shorter.
can
Teamer.
get away with it.
I mean, of
Unless
course
it's
they're
silver,
looking
who can get
down
away
on
with
you.
it.
They have to.
I say everyone.
Nice. One of them gives you a high five.
About half, but you don't see many of the stockier under 6 feet people on the surface, except for while they work in the service jobs.
And we've been dressing fancy enough that it actually
Yeah, and actually,
There is
shows that
tourism
we're-
weirdly,
here as well.
Alexi blends in okay because he's big and tall.
Yeah. Like, you definitely notice tourists getting treated quite well and fairly if they're shorter. So it's not been as bad for all of you. But the locals definitely get treated horribly by the tall people.
I think my biggest concern is whether or not they're going to get us arrested on the way out. Like, if there's an active, if people are actually looking for them, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm saying they better not get caught.
I say we do it and then do what we do best and wing it at the time.
All right.
Never hurts to be able to grab some credit chips or credit key.
Apes. I want
It's
them
also
apes.
never wrong to be well prepared for this kind of situation.
You know what's hilarious? Hui's the only one here that can operate a battle suit.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You will get a crash course as part of, the safety measures that this company's engaged. But given
They have,
the dodginess of this particular expedition, perhaps the
they have,
safe.
they have a
go on.
mandatory half-hour video.
Yeah, that's the safety measures.
Silver might pick it up incredibly quickly, sitting on a couple unspent points.
Actually, Gina might know battle suit.
Mm.
Checking the defaults for it.
They're still big, clunky things. The ones that you'll be wearing
Backsuit.
are a lot nicer than, like the mining ones, but they still not the nicest things to be in, especially for a long period of time. Very claustrophobic. The butt tube does not look fun. Or maybe it does. No, I
For
don't
you.
think it does. The used butt tube. These are rental suits. How many butts?
Now I'm thinking the Idiocracy scene with the thermometer.
Oh dear, yeah. I haven't seen Idiocracy in ages. I could watch that again.
I'd like to think you swap out the tube every time.
Yeah, it's a disposable tube. Yep. Comes in a sterile package.
Anyway,
Enough talk of the butt tube. Anyway. Yeah. That guy'll get in contact with you, the tour operator, and tell you that everything's on schedule. Their ship's on planet right now, picking up those passengers, and will be fully refueled on schedule for you tomorrow afternoon.
are they going to meet us on our ship? Or are we going to leave our ship up there? Or are they picking us up on station?
You will get picked up from from this station. Their ship will
Okay,
dock
the only
here.
problem with that, guys, is cost of the another week of docking is gonna be beyond our means.
Potentially. Gina might be able to win some money to cover it.
I mean, would it be an option for us to be? Oh wait, no, but then the guy would do it. Damn it. Okay, yeah. He is totally gonna wait to murder us.
I've really not tried this hard to set up all these catch-22s for you, but like every time it's been like, oh, we'll just do this. Oh, but shit, but then this'll happen.
Were you
do
going to
we wanna-
suggest that we were going to want to move the ship to somewhere more private, anyways?
Yeah, we could, or either that, or be orbiting the planet and just have him dock with us before we, head out, so we can immediately dump the thing into our hold after it's done.
That probably would
or-
be a better option overall in terms of your departure.
Like, because yeah, we can't afford another week of this.
Well,
We
like,
could, but that money's spent better elsewhere. She pulls out her or starts scrolling, going like, "Our finances aren't very good." Blah 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 blah.
well, I'm game to do it.
Sounds like you're mostly willing to take these guys down.
Sure.
All right. Well,
All right.
what do people want to get up to over the next 24 hours?
I thought it was 24 hours.
Well, not
Yeah.
quite 24, about 20-ish. You've got an
Have we
afternoon.
flushed the air filters yet? Since
Flushed.
we woke up on the ship.
You want to flush the air filters?
No, have the air filters been flushed since we woke up?
I don't know. Probably, yeah. It's probably
Damn.
one of the things Alexi's been working on in the past few days.
Do you have the gunk left from those, Alexi?
No,
Yeah, probably not.
probably not.
Oh well.
Roll me spacer. And if you fail it,
Think-
the gunk is still waiting to be disposed of properly. You normally do not go to such a great effort when disposing of the gunk that comes out of the ventilation systems. But in this case,
Damn.
it was recycled properly into food for orphan children.
I was gonna see if I
Which-
couldn't boil the or bake it down and get the amnesia goo out of it.
Residual amnesia goo.
Yep.
Be thankful that it's gone and your time with that has not been wasted.
But Alexi's gonna work on filling the other part of our cargo hold. So
Ooh. What way? People, right? They're the most valuable cargo.
the hidden compartment.
We're probably gonna need that for the artifact.
Well, we can get some in there. It's a big smuggling compartment.
We don't know how big the artifact is.
I don't care.
I'm still looking.
So yeah, he'll start scrounging, trying to find somebody who needs some goods moved to where we're going.
Success by 3.
That's
You'll
my
manage
3.
it. It'll take you like till midnight almost. But
Okay.
you come across some people, and someone will offer you a pretty good sum. It like equals out to the entirety of those legal jobs you'd summed together.
Okay. So, looking like a pretty good deal.
Mm.
Good. Well, We'll set up the deets to get it loaded in the next like couple hours if we can.
They're on board with that. They let you know in no small means that if you fuck them on this, they will kill you, your mum's mum, all your brothers and sisters, your kids, your dog, your cat, your
You know
teacher.
what? They start giving that and then if you focus on this, we're gonna kill your mom, your sister, your brother, your mother, your dog, and Lexi's gonna be like, my cat, my tree, I get it, I get it.
They're just like, good. Very nice. And they give you the contact information for the guy at Gleason number.
Okay, and then I make sure to tell them that our time schedule is currently a little fluid, but it'll get there.
Aye. That's the deal with this job anyway, thank yous. And that'll get loaded. Whatever it is, undecided at minute, something extremely dodgy.
Something in a box that we don't open or ask about.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Do we need a roll for that, or is it easy to load?
Oh, I would like a loading roll. Freight handling, please. There's quite a bit to load.
Okay.
I
I'd
bet
like
there
to
is.
take my time with this, if possible.
Yes, you can.
No. Especially because I do not do so well.
Well, if you spent like all of the time that you've got left doing it, you would have had a +2, so you'd have made it
Yeah,
on the nose.
Yeah, he is doing his job for full time.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Is there a coffee shop with an open mic?
there is. You could
That's
do
what
some
I'm doing
slam
this afternoon.
poetry.
No,
Could sing.
maybe that. No, that's karaoke. I still got my wicked good violin.
That's true. Roll me HT at -4, please, Silver. I almost forgot again about what I wanted to do.
Out of minus what?
-4.
Nope.
Yeah, you suddenly get like an intense pain in your chest when you're on your way to the open mic, and you essentially collapse. You go into a cold sweat, faint briefly. Someone will be with you right now. Gina, Silver doesn't look good. You noticed her going a bit pale earlier, but now she looks pretty terrible.
Are you all right?
No. The gunk.
Yeah, you feel hideous.
Puts her hand on the forehead, pretending like she has a clue of what she's doing.
It burns your fingers off to a crisp. Not quite, but it's hot. She feverish.
You might want to lie down. You don't feel good.
I am currently on the floor.
Hey guys!
Did you just shout, or is that into the?
Well, she was hoping somebody was nearby, but then
You could all
Nope.
be in the same location. Let's say you're all in the same location.
Like, I didn't get off the ship even.
You're all on the ship, yeah. It's a moment where you're all back at the ship again.
all right,
Turns
then,
from
then
loading
she
cargo.
shouts, "Hey guys!
What?
Can somebody help me with Silver? I think she fainted."
Runs over.
Oh, that's not
Although
good.
I guess fainting on the ship is kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, Dee's not here.
Because you kind of just go under and float about.
I mean, we got some gravity right now.
Okay, good.
Don't even need a fainting couch.
Yeah, I think you have got gravity right now, but it's a bit weird. No, they probably align the ships in a way so that it kinda is most to the ground.
Makes sense. Try to get her to bed.
You have got a medical bay.
Gina appears to be trying to get her to bed. Gina has no idea what she's doing when it comes to first aid or medicine.
Well, we've got a medical bay. Let's get her there.
Oh, yeah.
Quay is gonna type, but do we have a medic?
I have no idea what to do here.
Alexi looks at all the machines and goes, "Nope, it's all Greek."
Roll electronics operation medical, please, Silver. Just straight up.
Just you want an IQ?
No, you should have got electronics operation medical, I think.
Oh, I do. Holy shit.
Yeah, you know how to use most of these machines in here. Yeah, you like slide an armband on. You put some electrodes on and power a screen up, and it's showing you your vitals. You don't really know how to interpret them very well, though. But the machine is saying not great things right now. Oh, the machine interprets it pretty well itself, though.
Okay.
It
What's it
requires a further blood sample, and so you like hook yourself up to with some needles. Give me a roll for doing that, please. I think you've got
What do you want?
first aid.
Biology?
Have you got first aid? Yeah, you have.
Yeah. She's not feeling good. In the room. Fine, fuck it, you guys. I got this.
Everyone's
Yeah.
just in the medbay crowding around Silver right now.
Mhm.
Just watching, like, huh?
I find a vein.
Yep, you find the vein, plug it in. The machine runs for a couple of minutes, and then it will tell you that recommended course of action is administering the dose of, I forgot what it's called. Rudy pops his head in finally. He's been asleep in his room, and he's like, "What's all the noise about?" Is it on his sheet? Yeah, the computer is recommending a Perenogen. And Rudy walks in and says, "Ooh, you not had your drip?"
What the fuck is Prenogen?
He walks over and opens one of the cabinets. Says, "Yeah, I found out about this last week. So you need it too." He pulls out an IV bag that's labeled a Prenogen, and he says, "Word, it's a side effect to the process that we were made with."
Now we already got dope drip, y'all.
We need to take this, or we will die.
Frown.
It varies by weight. I need it about once a week, so probably once a month should be good for you. He shrugs. And Rudy will hook up the drip for you. You'll feel better in a few hours. Sorry for role-playing as you there, Rudy.
I mean, he probably would have done the same thing.
Essentially, yeah, I'd have just told Rudy. She needs a Prenogen. You know those symptoms.
Well, great. Get her hooked up.
Yep, and she's hooked
Mhm.
up. And you will start feeling better quite soon, Silver, but unfortunately you don't get to go to the open mic night.
I figured.
And honestly, I think it's about a good quitting time if no one's got anything they want to do overnight or the next
Sounds
morning.
good.
Nope. I feel like we are set up to go do the thing with the artifact and skip town.
And there is a conversation with his old friends, but I think you should have some time to think about them before that happens.
Absolutely, yes, thank you. Coolies. Okay, I'm pretty pleased. With the Cobalt Cafe, I was the GM Luke. We had Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared. I played Dai Timur or Dai Yun, and turns out he was gonna be a revolutionary assassin, but then he fell in with these guys.
Yeah, that's the shortest explanation you can think of. We had Everoth.
Hello. I was Sebrot, and I was helping about this time.
You'll be the only one who can do anything next time. I promise you that.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be you're gonna have to kill the grunkle that picks up Alexi, and it's more starts crunching.
Not
Uh,
Grunkle
Alexi's
Alexi.
not gonna have like any penalties on that planet.
Note to self: Grunkles versus Alexi.
Fight.
We had Lee.
Hey, I'm Lee. I play Gina, and it's not that she's anti-death; it's that she's anti-terrorism
Oh god, everyone's
because
so...
it looks bad.
It does have a bad rep. It is really bad for your PR, is terrorism. You can't really ever recover from it. We had James.
Hey, I'm James. I play Alexi, and Alexi did a bunch of things tonight.
Yeah, you did. You really did.
Got some information. Got a lot of information actually. We got to really go through that.
You got yourself like a 40-point enemy. We don't know the benefits of that.
I got the whole crew that enemy now.
And we had Derek.
Hey, I'm Tara. I played Silver, and yeah, now that I'm looking at her sheet, she's terrifying.
Here she is. And yeah, you can find us just about anywhere at Cobalt Cafe. We've got a website which is thecobaltcafe.com. No particular post-credits scene so much as my fantasy of just a single tiny thing chipping Alexi's visor on his fancy suit, and then it explodes inwards, and Alexi's eyeballs crush like a couple of grapes. I feel bad now. I don't want that to happen to Alexi. Maybe it'll happen to your guide.
He could wake up from a nightmare.
Oh yeah, you wake
that-
up from a nightmare, Alexi. Too much
Okay.
pressure. Some classical music's playing. David Bowie and Queen Under Pressure. Like medieval style. Anyway, say bye everyone. We'll be back next week. Oh, we'll
Bye
be back.
everyone. We'll be
Bye,
back next
everyone.
week.
We'll actually be back
Bye-bye.
with something else before that, maybe? Right? Or is that not being streamed?
Next
Oh,
Friday?
you know what? I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
To be decided.
Thursday.
Thursday.
TBD Thursday. Otherwise Sunday. Now you can say bye everyone and we'll be back next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye everyone. We'll be
Bye,
back next
everyone.
week.
We'll be back.